I was motivated to pursue the CISM based on my parent company in France, which highly encouraged all information security managers to have that designation. And I thought it would be a good certificate for me to have, even with all the other certificates I had, that it would show something that was globally recognized by not only members in my community where I'm from, but also across the globe. So it would give me respect with my business partners internationally.
What motivated me to get the CISM certification was that I wanted to demonstrate a core fundamental understanding of information security and building an information security program from a trusted name like ISACA.
I think my parent company wanted folks from all of their divisions as information security managers to have the CISM so that there was more consistency in the approach of how they were managing their security operations. I think many of the concepts of the CISM I was already implementing as part of my security organization, but it gave a much more detailed framework and allowed me to have a much better understanding of the detailed approaches of something I was already doing at a high level, and allowed me to better be able to convey to other business partners the different concepts around governance and risk management.
So in my current job as a cyber underwriter, the CISM provides me with a differentiator from other underwriters, and actually helps our company, since I am representing our company, it helps our company stand out from those that do not have those certifications, especially those on the IT security side.
I think the CISM is highly viewed within the community, both the information security community, but as well as even the audit community. I've been involved with both, and one thing I've noticed is almost all the positions, either both recruiting or when people are asking, about my experiences, they do mention the CISM as a particular designation. Also, I noted when the regulators would come and visit, they would make a particular point of mentioning certain designations like the CISA and the CISM, and saying how they appreciated working with business partners that had those designations.
The CISM provides me with recognition above and beyond, I think, other certifications, in that it comes from an organization that from its core is very focused on security and IT controls.
I think what differentiates the CISM from other certifications is that it's an overarching set of principles and practices that speak to the whole information security program. So rather than deep diving into one particular technology or practice area, a CISM candidate is really expected to have a very broad view of the core information security concepts that can help in leading and managing and improving multiple parts of a security program.
I think the CISM designation in general is highly recognized within the security community, and that was one of the main reasons that I pursued it. I think also ISACA is a highly desirable organization to receive certification from, and that when I look at some of the other organizations that offer certifications, they tend to be more pay to play, where you don't really have to know the material, or you can take a test and you get an exam pretty easily, whereas I feel that ISACA is much more respected because you actually do have to study and prove that you understand the concepts, as well as the continuing education that's required to maintain those certifications allows me personally to know that other folks that have that designation are also being held to the same high standard, and so it helps keep the value of the certification itself.
So we all know that the information security, cybersecurity world is dynamic. It's growing, it's expanding, it changes on a day-to-day basis. What's required of us as professionals one day is not necessarily the same as what's required of us as professionals the next day. I would say that the CISM, again, gives that baseline understanding in order to manage these changes, understand these changes, react to these changes appropriately, both in your individual career as well as at whatever organization you happen to be at the time, helping them to improve their security program.
I think having the CISM does help prepare you for the evolving cybersecurity landscape, because especially the concepts around risk management and governance are very timely right now, and being able to make sure that you have good frameworks for understanding what your risk posture is, and then being able to implement a governance strategy and a security strategy in order to protect yourself is probably one of the most relevant things you can do as cybersecurity has become more the forefront, and learning more about the response and how to handle those incidents, and not just the high level, how do I just build my organization.
In general, I think the CISM helps to round out any security professional's experience and path as they are going down, the road to getting different types of information security, risk control types of experience throughout their career.
As far as someone who is on the fence as to whether to get the CISM certification, I would definitely highly recommend it.
If somebody was on the fence about deciding whether or not to pursue the CISM for a designation, I would highly recommend it if they were an information security manager or somebody looking to be an information security manager in the near future, because the general concepts are very timely in making sure you have a good security organization and cover all the key concepts and principles that a good security manager would need.
It provides that level of differentiation from others that really sets you apart in this field.